a funky beat. Sun is shining, Rachel brings the heat. Wake up CEO, we're on repeat. Chicago, Sun Up City on the go. Rachel L. Gary on the radio. Tune in quick, hear the power flow. Wake up CEO, it's your daily show. Wake up, start the day with zeal. Rachel's got the vibe, that's the real deal. CEO, it's time to feel the thrill. Morning grind, press play and chill. From the windy city, bringing major vibes. Rachel on the mic, keeping lives revived. Radio Chicago, where dreams arise. Wake up CEO to the skies. No more snooze button, no more delay. Rachel's voice making waves today. Feel the energy Chicago way. Wake up CEO, rise and sway. Wake up, start the day with zeal. Rachel's got the vibe, that's the real deal. CEO, it's time to feel the thrill. Morning grind, press play and chill. Wake up, start the day with zeal. Hey, with Rachel's got the vibe, that's the real deal. CEO, it's time to feel the thrill. Morning grind, press play and chill.
This is Dr. Carolyn Stevens, the CEO of the BHC Media Group. And when you are looking for a strategy for self-leadership, get aligned with Wake Up CEO with host Rachel L. Gary every Wednesday from 3 to 5 p.m.
You know what time it is? Every Wednesday, 3 to 5, my Radio Chicago, Rachel L. Gary in the building. Wake up, CEO, let's go! Wake up, go Sam, set that tone. Wake up, every step you take, you claim that throne. Wake up, no more doubt, no time to stall. Wake up, boss up now, go get it on. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in. Wake up, I ain't waiting, now I go and take it. Built this from the ground, no way they break it. Consistency, my secret, watch me make it. Got that boss talk, nah I ain't faking no. Lost, set the goal, now I'm grabbing the goal. And put in the work, now I'm taking control. The vision so clear, yeah I already know. Every step I take, I'm ready to blow. Wake up, set that tone. Every step you take, you claim that throne. No more doubt, no time to stall. You boss up now, go get it all. Let's go, stay locked in, make it happen. Make it happen. Let's go, stay locked in, make it happen. Make it happen. No handouts, yeah I made my way. Built my brand, now I paid my lane out. Turn my losses into lessons. Now my grind got no recession. Yeah, they talk about chance, but I make my own. Yeah, I ain't waiting for fate, got a future to own. Yeah, every setback, just part of the game, gay game. But now I'm up and they know my name. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in. Wake up. Success so sexy, put the work in flexi. Late nights, no rest, but now my vision's hefty. They doubted, they laughed, now they watch from the back. Cause I turned every dream into bricks that stack. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in, go get it all. Every Wednesday, 3 to 5, my Radio Chicago. Rachel L. Gary taking you to the top. Boss up, boss you, boss up now, go get it all. Yeah, every Wednesday, 3 to 5, my Radio Chicago.
Hey there, hey there, hey there, everybody. Welcome to Wake Up CEO. I am your host, Rachel L. Gary, and it's time to get ready for that 2-hour power pack wake up call. You know what it is about stepping into your full potential. Because you know what, on Wake Up CEO, I'm just speaking candid truth to empower the inner CEO. That's that person that's clear in your actions, empowered by your choices, and owning your direction. And you know what we do on Wake Up CEO. We dive in. Today is going to be a heck of a show, guys. We have the power statement of the day. We have the guest voices from my CEO Mastermind, Amber Penn and Steve Edwards, brought to you by the CEO State of Mind Network. Available for download on Roku, Fire TV, Android TV, Apple TV under BHC Media app. Get locked in. Then it doesn't stop. The fire isn't going to stop, because we have the award-nominated authors Shana Jenkins, Charise Bennett, and Rashan Davidson from the Distinguished Authors Guild, where literary excellence is celebrated. Guys, we got to get locked in today. And today's topic is how to get the tools to make it happen. Hey, you know that's what I'm about on Wake Up CEO. What tools do we need? What things we need to put in place to make our dreams and desires happen? And if you guys are locking in on Facebook or YouTube, the question of the day is, are your connections feeding your soul? I want y'all to think about it. Are the people that you're connected to, people in your circle, are they feeding your soul, or are they taking away from you feeding yourself? Woo! That's going to take a moment for us to get that friend circle together. So, you know what we do? As I said, we dive in on Wake Up CEO. The power statement of the day is: strategic connections build opportunity, but authentic relationships build legacy. Oh yeah. When we audit our circle correctly, we'll see what we're talking about. We'll have those people in our circle that we're like, man, they stealing my energy. Guys, I crack the jokes all the time that I don't want any energy vampires near me. I'm all right with that. We got Brianna, Lady Red, the producer, checking in. Thank you, Lady Red, for checking in. She says, grand afternoon, coach. I appreciate you. If you guys are not locked in to Lady Red Productions, and you have not gotten a whiff of a recap video, if you have an upcoming event that you are looking to highlight, showcase, Lady Red Productions is in business. So go ahead and go to her Facebook group, which is Lady Red Productions. Get locked in. Get locked into making your event something sensational. Guys, y'all don't know. Today, Brianna, Lady Red happens to be one of my mentees from CEO Mastermind Season 1. Guys, that season is man, it is hot. It was, yesterday we taped episode 9. So we were having our moments of kumbaya because we only got one episode to go. But that doesn't mean those coaches are not going to still be around. Be locked in and check out what they're offering and what they're bringing to the table, because what we do is we're focused on building and bringing excellence. That's about that circle. When we audit in that circle, then we can be like, oh, okay, now I understand. So we got Bree saying, I say my close friend group definitely doesn't help me grow. Ooh, Bree. Now, if that's the case, Bree, we have to add somebody to that group that's going to bring in that positive energy. That's it's about that growth, because it might help everyone elevate. Because we're just trying to level up. Y'all know I hear that phrase all the time. I talk about it all the time. Leveling up. What does level up mean? That's going to be one of my questions next week. I want to know, what is level up really meaning? When you say you leveling up, what does that mean? I just want to know. Drop that in the chat if you guys are listening on Facebook or YouTube. What does leveling up really mean? I just want to know because I hear people say they're leveling up, and then 2 months from now they're still doing the same thing they were doing when we were having that conversation today. So I don't really understand what leveling up means in the terms in which is being used. I understand what it means. So I want somebody to lock in with me and tell me, what does leveling up really mean to you? When you hit a word leveling up, are you looking for something new? Are you thinking that some new things are going to come your way? Are you working towards a new level or something? Are you doing something new? What does that really mean? So while we're waiting, hold on, we got more chat. Yes, get locked in. That's what I'm speaking about. Stay locked in. So we want to make sure at the end of the day that when we say that we're leveling up, we actually doing the right things to level up. And we're going to jump into getting clear. How to have more than a strategic connection. What do you need to do? Because I hear quite often that your network is your net worth. But I'm wondering, are we just speaking to those people to have them in our circle, or are we having something more than just a strategic connection? Are we connecting to individuals on a level in which we're all joined together, where we're all moving on a path of succession, where we're sharing ideas and sharing growth? Or are we just with that person because that person got a platform that we all can be on? I want to know, strategic. How to make moves that are not just moves, but they're actually a strategy. And if you're just using a strategy to connect, how are you going to have meaningful, in-depth connections? I want y'all to think about that. So we got Bree, she checked in again, and I appreciate Bree being with me today. So she checked in. Okay, Bree tried to get rid of your comment. I don't know what it did. We're going to have to find that comment again. So she said, LOL, yeah, we've been friends since high school, but some of them make a lot of excuses instead of changing their lifestyle. We only hang every now and then, but I love them. I know that feeling, Bree. I got some friends that we've been friends for 30 years. We've been friends since high school. I got some friends I've been friends with since grammar school. And those grammar school friends, it's like, y'all remember when we were kicking in the dirt, playing with rocks, when we was out there playing marbles and they were playing hopscotch, because I'm going to tell you guys, I didn't play the hopscotch. I'm not saying I was above it. This is not I'm above it. I just didn't like to play the game. So when we were out there playing marbles, playing in the dirt, doing all those kinds of things, I'm asking myself the question, are those people in my circle because we grew up together, and have we grown apart and we're just holding on tight to each other? And sometimes you got to ask yourself that question. And then there's some people in your circle, just like Bree said, that you just love them and they love you. And that's okay. That's what it's about. We should be surrounding ourselves with love. But if every day I'm talking to people that are talking negativity, I can still love you from afar. Sometimes you gotta be that way. Sometimes you have to exude some thoughts of discernment of where you're trying to go and what you're trying to do. And if this conversation is fueling you for those things or holding you back. I got some other CEOs checking in with me today. I appreciate you guys for checking in. So we got Charise Sloan of Highly Productive Chicago checking in. Hey there, Ree. Wait a minute, hold on. Not only is she the founder of Highly Productive Chicago, she is also a member of season 2 of the CEO Mastermind. If you guys are not locked in already to the CEO Mastermind, I'm going to show y'all something later on today. Then we have Amina checking in. Hey there. Thank you, Amina, for checking in. Hey, I'm going to say, Amina. This is the queen of media. She's out here. If you guys are not already locked into that, she has moved the afternoon rendezvous to Friday. Get locked in on Fridays right here on my radio, Chicago. And also, she has got a show on the CEO State of Mind Network. The Power Within, Energy Revealed. Be on the lookout. She was trying to make me cry, guys. The very first show, her very first show, she tried to make me cry. I'm like, no. We're not gonna have that. But she is really doing some in-depth conversations with some individuals in the city and outside the city, because we are no longer just bound by the city blocks. We are on a worldwide platform. So get locked in to CEO State of Mind Network on BHC Media app. Download that app. Everybody take that opportunity to download that app. So I want to thank you guys for checking in with me today, staying locked in. So let us now jump into my guests. I have special guests from the CEO Mastermind Season 1. This guest is not just, he's not new to being on the stage. He's not new to being heard, seen, and understood. I'm bringing to the stage someone who's bringing information about something that is very detrimental or something that's instrumental to our community to help save lives. So I want to bring to the stage none other than the epilepsy spokesperson, Stephen Edwards. Hey, Steve.
How you doing, Coach?
How we doing today? How is everything going?
Going okay.
Thank you for joining me today. Well, man, this has been we had an awesome 9 weeks thus far.
Yes.
So,
Coach, I'm getting an echo.
all right, hold on a sec. You still getting echo?
Let me see. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, then no more echo.
All right, so this is, let's first, Steve, tell them a little bit about you and what business that you were in.
Well, my name is Stephen. I have had epilepsy, which is grand mal seizures, since 1989. I am a member of the Epilepsy Foundation of America. I run a epilepsy support group called Epilepsy Enlightment. I am a co-host of the Dope Living TV podcast. So, and I am a member of season 1 of the CEO Mastermind class. So with that class, I pushed the initiative of Epilepsy Enlightenment, which is my seizure support group. And I try to help people because a lot of people don't know exactly what epilepsy is. Epilepsy is not a disorder. It's a neurological disability. You know, somebody asked me, was it a disease? No, it's not a disease. So it's just like if a person has an asthma attack, but it's a seizure. With seizures, you need to be seizure first aid. All schools, barbershops, local stores, you need seizure first aid posters. You can connect with me on Epilepsy Enlightenment and or my DM, my direct message page, and we can get this information out to you. So with epilepsy, I have never been a year seizure free. I have been dealing with epilepsy, like I said, since 1989. It's 2025. I don't drive. So I try to help people find transportation in their cities. I try to help people find ways of getting medication that is too expensive for them. So with this initiative, I'm hoping people, just like I have a passion for it, I'm hoping they have a passion for it. So we can help others and it's not going to put an end to it, but we can help people deal with it. So you can go ahead, Coach.
No, this show is about highlighting and having conversation, real conversations about things that are going on in the world, and about actually having those conversations that matter, having those conversations that could help other individuals find success. With Steve joining the CEO Mastermind and having the initiative for Epilepsy Enlightment, for something that really holds very dear to my heart. My son had seizures at 11 years old, and we had no idea what those seizures came from. But all of a sudden, he was having seizures, and they weren't as frequent as Steve's seizures, which Steve also explained to me during our season that there are a multitude of seizures. So, Steve, how many seizures are there really?
There are 40 different types of seizures. And just because a person has a seizure, a person is not labeled epileptic. One out of 26 people you see will have a seizure. 1 out of 10 will develop epilepsy. So, and you have seizures where a person can just stare off and you would never ever even notice. They may just stare for about 3 minutes, looking at something, looking at a bird in the sky, and then they come back. And then you never notice they had a seizure. And then you have people that fall out and have full blown convulsions. So it's worth learning each and every type of seizure. And that way you know. It's certain triggers. Some people can get like a metal like taste in their mouth. Some people get like dry eyelids, repeat conversation that jumps. These are things that when you've had epilepsy for multiple and a lot of years, you notice and you pick up. So if you're with someone, you can tell them, "Hey, I'm finna get sick." Or if they're with you quite often, these are triggers they can notice. So
I'm gonna say, as I said, every time I talk to Steve, it is more and more informative. I found out more and more information every time I talk to him about seizures, and just considering that with seizures, there's so many different things that can trigger those seizures, and Steve has made it his mission to bring epilepsy. What is it? Safety or
epilepsy awareness, epilepsy and life.
okay, but the specific thing that you're looking to bring to schools and training, and that, what is it actually called that you're
I
going to
mean,
be doing?
epilepsy awareness.
Okay.
But my group is called Epilepsy Enlightment.
Right. So get locked in to the information just from understanding certain types of seizures and understanding how epilepsy first aid, and understanding how to help somebody in those situations. So Steve is looking to bring that information to schools, bring that information to organizations, because Steve, he asked someone a question who deals with kids on an everyday basis, and they had no idea what to do in that instance. If you could share a little bit about that moment, Steve, when you had that conversation.
Well, I mean, I've had many of those conversations. So, and I believe you are speaking on the one with the teacher.
I think it was the bus driver. I think that's the one that I was speaking about, but it might have been a teacher as well.
Yeah, okay, with the bus driver. And I asked him, because I was wondering where I live. I'm trying to push and get into the schools. And I asked him, "Do you know what to do if a child on your bus has a seizure?" Well, I asked him first, "Have you been taught seizure first aid?" He told me they were taught general first aid. Well, I say it was general first aid. Did they specify epilepsy and children that have grand mal seizures or any type of seizures? He told me no. So I asked him, do you know what to do if a child has a seizure on your bus?" And he told me no. And I spoke to him about it. I told him, if a child has a seizure, if he goes unconscious, you lay him to his side. This way, your tongue lays out your mouth and it doesn't block your air hole. And you time it. If it goes up to 4 or 5 minutes, this is when you want to call an ambulance. You you get a cold rag, you lay it on his head to keep him cool. And these are things I said to him, and he knew nothing. Nothing. So these were not in the general first aid that they were taught.
Which I believe is very critical because I want to know how many people would have even known what Steve was just speaking about. If you happen to see someone having a seizure, would you know that this is what you need to do next? Right now, you just found out a piece of information that could possibly save someone's life and give you a understanding of when to start looking for help. That is what epilepsy enlightenment is about. Bringing the awareness so people can have the tools needed. One more time, the tools that are needed in case of an emergency. Because emergencies are so many different types of emergency, and this emergency here could possibly cost someone their lives without having someone who is knowledgeable about what to do next. And I applaud you for that, Steve. You know, I mean, I am utterly grateful for what you're even speaking of doing. But don't go anywhere. Hold tight, Steve. We're gonna bring to the stage. We have our queen of luxury locks. Guys, if you have not heard about Amber's luxury locks, get ready. So I'm bringing to the stage Amber Penn. Amber, welcome.
Hi.
Hey, Amber.
Hi, Coach. Hey,
Before we get
Steve.
into the interview, how you doing?
I'm much better, I would say.
Okay,
Thank
okay.
you so
We're
much
not
for
gonna tell no
asking.
business, but we got to make sure. I got to make sure you're okay before we start talking about what's
Yes.
going on in the world.
Yes. Yes, I'm doing much better. Thank you.
No problem. So, well, first off, welcome to Wake Up CEO. We talk often on CEO Mastermind, but on Wake Up CEO, tell them a little bit about Amber Penn and what Amber's got going on. She's got a lot going on, guys. So be prepared. Buckle up.
I do. Well, right now I am working on my business, Amber's Loc'ury Lounge. And shout out to Coach Rachel, who's been definitely giving me some gems throughout my journey. Um, that's really the main thing that I'm focused on right now. Outside of that, I am an actress, and I do work full time. I am also a full time student. So, yeah.
Hold on, I just learned something new, guys. And I've been talking to Amber for like 12. We talking about now 3-4 months about it. You in school, Amber? What else
Yes.
you got going on? What you in school for? Come on, break that down. She let that slide under the radar, guys.
I did. It's not really something I share. It's stressful enough, I do a lot. My dad calls me busy bee sometimes. So, but I am going to school for cybersecurity, my bachelor in science degree. I definitely want to kind of dabble into that avenue within the workforce and potentially work for myself one day, hopefully, regarding that. But yeah. Yep, I'm a junior right now. So I'll be graduating here within the next year and a half.
All right, see, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, the more you talk to people, the more you know. You learn something new every day. So now she's gonna be locking people up for on cybersecurity. Watch out! Don't be putting those pin numbers in there. Don't have your five passwords being the same like somebody I know.
Right. I gotta use this brain for something.
It's funny, Amber. For my pins, my pen for everything is the same. My son was like, for everything. I said, for everything. I said, dude, I said, do you know how many passwords you have for things? And he's like, you gotta change that up. People will steal your identity because they'll figure that one password out. Now everything you have is compromised. And
Yep, everything
unfortunately,
you
I
have.
was in that situation very, very recently.
I'm sorry to hear
Unfortunately,
that.
once again. So let's tell us a little bit about Amber's Luxury Lounge. What made you start doing locks? And when we had a conversation 3 months ago, hey guys, I want y'all, I'm gonna say something about 3 months ago. 3 months ago, Amber was just like, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
She was very polite with it though, guys. She wasn't like Rachel. What you talking about is BS. She never said that. That never happened. However, but I'm gonna tell you what did happen. She was like, better. What was the word you used? Easier said
Said than
than
done.
done is what she said. And I want to speak a little bit about the easier said than done. So Amber said easier said than done. But Amber, I want to ask a question. How do you feel about that now?
Well, I still believe it to be true. However, once you start doing it, it becomes easier. So yeah, just I mean, I was really nervous about it at first. But see, I had been doing locks since before COVID. I started, yeah, back in 2020 when COVID was just hitting, and I was working from home and I was bored out of my mind. Like, I gotta do something with my life. But my friend and colleague and mentor, she was offering classes, and I just started taking those classes and then build my clientele, and just it's been a thing since then. I love it. I love the creativity about it. So.
All right, that's awesome. Awesome. We're gonna ask Steve back to the stage. Steve tried to dip off on us. We gotta bring him back in. Got to bring him back in. So, CEOs, I got some questions. Y'all know if there's one thing Rachel L. Gary is gonna do is ask a question. I am the most inquisitive person I know. But the question is, what's one tool or mindset shift that helped you move from just networking to forming real growth centered relationships? Because today's show is about how to have more than just strategic connections. So, what's one tool or mindset shift that helped you move from just networking to forming real growth centered relationships? I'm going to start off with Steve.
Uh, just the teamwork, the camaraderie, what we built, and I mean, being able to have people to specify with that everyone doesn't have the exact answer for every question. But when you have a team of people, you can bring that answer together. And that's the one thing you showed me how to build and how to keep that really it set with me.
I appreciate that, Steve. So, what about you, Amber? What's one tool or mindset shift that helped you move from just networking? Because a lot of people say, you hear them saying all the time that your network is your net worth. As opposed to what about those connections, actually making real connections with individuals? So, what do you think is the one tool or mind shift that helped you?
One mind shift for me was that I had to realize I need those meaningful connections. I need those. I need to be able to build relationships with people, outside of even my own expertise. I feel like that has been the thing that has stunted my growth in the past, because I always was a type that I can do this by myself. Like, I don't need help. Hi, how you doing? Cool to know you, but but I got this. But yeah, I think that the growth and the growth and development piece comes from meaningful having those meaningful connections. Um, it really does strengthen the core when it comes to business for me. It has helped me a lot.
I love that. I love that phrase, that statement you made, Amber, because a lot of us we are taught from a very young age that asking for help sometimes is weak. And I think that to me, as somebody who I went on doing so much stuff by myself for so long, and when I really started soaring, like in my career, my life, and is when I really started realizing that we are interdependent. Having
Hmm.
those conversations with someone because you're not having the best of days sometimes makes you have a better day.
Yeah.
Have you thought about that? That sometimes you have a better day when you had a conversation with somebody and were able to unburden just a piece of something that was bothering you. Like,
Definitely.
Yes.
I mean, those are the things that I've noticed. So I really can appreciate where there's no more just hey how you doing and keep moving on, because when you say hey how you doing, well hey what you got going on, and then you realize that hey I got a little information I can help you do what you're doing, and then you got a little information to help me do what I'm doing, and that goes to why I created the CEO Mastermind in the first place, because I really am a firm believer that we are better together than we are separate. You can
Yes.
build more. I mean, I gotta be honest. When I created the CEO Mastermind, or even when I wrote hashtag Poverty to Six Figures, there's information that I learned in this 10 weeks just from my speaking to you guys. But like, it's some information Selah dropped that I had never heard of before. There was when Steve was talking about the seizures and the different types. When he just said turn somebody over. My son has been having epilepsy for 18 years. I never ever heard what Steve just said to me. But that goes to when you're opening yourself up and having those connections, you learn more. Because I never even knew anything about you turn them on their side. Steve, I promise the first time I heard it was today. And my son has had multiple seizures. But that little piece of information about turning someone on their side could possibly help someone else in a situation. And now I know a little bit more to what to do. Because before we were just trying to stable. They tell you don't touch the person when they're having the seizure. So I just didn't touch them.
No, you want to turn them on the side. You don't want to block that airway. So tongue fall.
And that goes just going to having more than just a surface level conversation with somebody,
Right.
and having a more in-depth conversation. Steve, you know what we just learned today? That Amber is in school.
Mm. Is she?
Just saying, Steve. We talk all these weeks, and now we just heard that she in school too. She got something else going on.
Yep.
I got somebody. I've been telling them that they need you to do their locks.
I love
I love
that.
that.
Thank you. Bring them on. Bring them on.
They just here in Indiana, but they
That's
need
all
you.
right. I'm gonna tell you.
Listen, I don't mind
Sometimes it's worth it
traveling.
going to somebody who can do it right. I gotta be
That's
honest.
right.
I know many people who do locks that it's just all right. I mean, if I gotta let you do it, how about this? My loctician, he was on vacation. I let my hair look wild for a whole 3 weeks till he came back.
That sounds about right.
I mean, when you find someone who knows what they're doing, you want to stick to that person like glue. I mean, there's many. I'm in Chicago, guys. I can go 2 doors down from where I am right now and find somebody who can do locks.
Well, I got a question, Amber. While we got you on
Yes.
here, Coach, that going. Hello,
I can't
Amber.
hear you.
Can you hear me now?
No. I can read your lips. That's it.
That ain't gonna go good.
You can't
There
hear him, Amber. Hold on a
Can you hear
I
me
second.
now?
I think when you mute your phone, or I mean, I think when you mute yours, Coach, I can't hear Steven.
Okay, hold on. Let's turn my mic off. Go ahead, Steve.
Well, Amber, can I sell recycled bread hair?
That's at your discretion. I don't recommend it.
Because I seen someone that keeps bags of it. And they got like grocery bags of just
I'll be
bread
honest,
hair.
I wouldn't be the one purchasing them, but because I believe that your hair is sacred, you should keep your hair if you're going to reinstall it. If you want to donate it, that's at your discretion. But yeah, I don't buy other people's logs.
No, I wouldn't ask it. I heard someone say it, so I'm asking you for your loctician. I thought it was
It's
crazy.
definitely a thing. Yes.
Hold on. Did y'all just tell me it's a thing that we buying locks? Come on, break it down,
It's a
loctician.
thing.
We buying locks?
When they
Yeah,
trim it,
I mean,
my barber had like a bunch of dreads and grocery bags from when he trimmed it as well. And like I guess he
oh
say
wow.
he use it when people come and retwist.
Now, for something like that, I would definitely ask the client for permission to, reuse or repurpose their hair. But I hate to each his own. That's all I say.
I'm gonna say now. See, now we did definitely diving into stuff, some new things. So I knew that there was a such thing as reattaching locks, but I thought this is just me. Hey guys, this goes to the more you know. I thought that meant that people were reattaching their hair, not attaching other hair to their hair. Okay,
You can do lock extensions. Like I prefer to do the extensions.
So what are lock extensions?
So basically, it's when you have your natural hair and you want to add length to your locks starters. So yeah, it's just like a crochet. I use a crochet needle, put the hair and the extensions together, and yeah, you got length and locks at the same time.
Okay, so wait. What kind of hair we're using? Hey guys, now, I know. We didn't got into a tangent a little bit, but I want to know what kind of hair we using for that.
Yeah, it's always going to be human hair, but just not necessarily straight from another person. You can purchase it on Amazon, hair stores, whatever you prefer. Already pre-made most of the time. But yeah, that's the style I go with. That's the way that I go about my lock extensions.
All right, we got Bree checking in. She's like, my hair been looking wild for more than 3 weeks. Getting it done finally. Hey, that's what I'm talking about, Bree.
When you have locks, your hair is always done.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna tell you, if I have seen Amber's finished product, and I'm gonna tell you, if I was from closer to Kansas, when my loctician was gone out of town, I'd have made the trip. You guys need to see. So first off, where can they find you guys at? Let's start with you, Amber. Where can they find you? Website, your Facebook, everywhere they can find you. Let them know where they can find Amber's Loc'ury Lounge.
Yes, you can find me on Style Seat, Amber's Loc'ury Lounge. You can also find me on Facebook, Amber Penn, also known as Amber Knox. Also follow my page, Amber's Loc'ury Lounge on Facebook.
Awesome. I appreciate you, Amber, for taking the opportunity, knowing that you've been going through some things for the last couple of weeks. Thank you for taking the opportunity to be with us today. And if you guys are not already locked in, I'm going to share something real quick with some of with the CEOs. So CEOs, we just got our numbers in for our channel, CEO State of Mind. And remind you, our show is the only show on there right now. So the numbers are as followed. Hold on one second. So the numbers are that we are getting watch time of 862 people a day. So for the last 30 days, that's our average, that we're getting 862 people watching our show. So that means all of your businesses are being put in the world. So all the things that we have going on, and it's definitely been a journey thus far. And we have one show left. But that's okay, guys, because I got something special for you guys. We're gonna talk about it in our season finale on when we get together. So you guys check in Mondays to CEO State of Mind Network by downloading the BHC Media app and get locked in. Steve, tell them where they can find your cause and how they can get locked in and support what you're doing to help other people find success. Tell them where they can find you, please.
Well, you can find me at Facebook group Epilepsy and Enlightment. You can look up my GoDaddy. I'm sorry, my GoFundMe page, Epilepsy Enlightenment Awareness. You can contact me with my email, Stephen.Edward, epilepsyenlightenment.com. Connect with me.
All right, all right. So, guys, I want you guys to stay locked in to My Radio Chicago, where we support district radio, because y'all already know this is more than radio. We have up next, we have our song of the day, Do It Anyway by Erica Mason. You guys stay locked in right here on Wake Up CEO.
This Queen Shari tuned in to My Radio Chicago. Make sure y'all tap in because we got that new flavor in your ear.
All right, all right. We gotta hold on 1 second. We got things doing its own thing. Y'all know how technology do, but that's all right. We're gonna continue on while we're trying to get this up and running. But if you guys haven't been locked into what's been going on yet, y'all get locked in. Here we go. Do It Anyway by Erica Mason.
You know, like, sometimes you just gotta stop caring about, like, what everybody else think and just...
My questionnaire, the questions were just very exact and to the point of what I needed. And when I met with her in my one-on-one session, I found it to be very profound.
Excited for this. This is something I really need and something I've been looking for a while.
Assessment is an assessment. Like, it asks questions that make you think deep about what you want your life to go. Assessment is an assessment.
The 10-week financial focus plan she gave me helped me to see it in a better way where it would make money.
It was basically a reality. Something that looked like a dream, but in reality it was nothing but a shift of mindset. It's a state of mind.
Out and moving to the greatness we all know lies within who? You CEOs. See you next week right here on CEO State of Mind.
Questions were exact and to the point of what I needed, but immediately I was able to apply some extra income come immediately this past week.
Charging $150 for these classes. So I had 30 people show up each day. I charge $150 and we're like 4
I've gotten like three more clients since I revamped again. And I'm really grateful for that.
I actually hit my goal. I think I was at 158. And so this week I'm now at 170 RSVPs for my lunch party.
I have been uploading consistently, sharing it, and also promoting and marketing on. I did build up my own team as well. The business, I also did crack in another client.
Welcome to the CEO Mastermind. Hey there, welcome back to My Radio Chicago. This is Wake Up CEO with your host, Rachel L. Gary, and we are now back. And we are just getting locked into the empowerment piece of the day. I want y'all to stay with me as I'm going to usher in some award-nominated authors. Guys, you do not want to miss the Author's Corner. That's going to be we have Shana Jenkins. She's going to be in the house. We have Rashan Davidson in the house. We have Charise Bennett in the house. Guys, these are award-nominated authors who are going to talk to us about not only their book, but we're going to, of our topic of the day as how to move more, to have more than just strategic connections. I've heard about the network, building your net worth, but are we being intentional about working together? Are we just getting those people in our network just to utilize their platforms, utilize their knowledge, or are we really making real connections that could be everlasting and grow individual success? That's what we should be trying to do. Be the best version of us with other individuals in our circle and gravitating towards people that can make life happen. Not happen just for us, that's making life happen for them. We want to be a sponge. But we don't want to just suck the life out of anyone else. We want to make sure that we're having a reciprocitous relationship. So we were talking about the empowerment piece. So empowerment happens when we stop chasing connections and start becoming connected. There's a difference. But before we jump into that, I want to make sure that we go to our chat. All you great people that were checking in while we had the CEO Mastermind members on. We had my wife check in saying hello CEOs. We had Nahid Joy. He said, hey Rachel, I'm a website designer, so hey, it's great that you have website experience. Yeah, please drop that information in the chat. Somebody might need it. Whenever that you're dropping information in the chat, show us what you got. I want to see some samples. Drop them samples in my DM and we'll see what we can work with. I'm always looking to help grow and develop individuals. Then we had Bree check in. That's what up, multi-talent. We had Bobby Stretchin check in. Happy Wednesday, everybody. And she said, love the teaching, Stephen. And they were hearing a little echo. We figured out what that was, and we got that all squared away. So the bags of recycled hair were just like I was just like, what the heck? We recycling people hair? I didn't know that. Okay, so Legend Echo is with Steve and Amber, not you. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate that. And then we said, Rachel, you are the only one with the clear sound. I'm glad I was clear. So I'm going to have to find out a little more information about how to make sure everyone else is clear as well. On my attaching other people's hair, I don't know. I don't know about that. I can't do nothing about the attaching other people's hair. That's a no for me. And I've seen people getting lock extensions. It's interesting. I don't know. That to me was really, really interesting. And we had Bree say, I'm sad and excited that we're gonna be at our final next week, guys. You guys got to get locked into the CEO Mastermind, and you can go to BHC Media app, download that app, and you'll see CEO Mastermind. We are now one of the shows on BHC Media, but the channel is CEO State of Mind Network, and I have other people on that's coming. Everyone, be locked in because we have Nikki Spiller, who is her show. Life with Nikki podcast drops tomorrow. Be on the lookout. You're gonna see. We're gonna put a snippet of it out later today, so you guys can get some inside looks on Life with Nikki podcast that is going to be debuting tomorrow. So get locked in. But we were talking about being empowered, so we can make sure at the end of the day that we're not just chasing connection. We're becoming connected. So we got to lead with value, not validation. I mean, what we have to be offering individuals has to be valuable. We have to have a value add. So when I'm connecting with people, I have my value proposition. That's what I call it. And and I'm not saying that you only should be connecting with people because of business purpose. That's why what I'm saying is not about just being strategic. It's about really aligning and connecting with individuals and building your network in a way where you're having meaningful conversations and you're having meaningful connection with meaningful people. I mean, if the only time we talking to individuals is when we want something. Hey, I one of the mentees, Selah Brooks, he has a very interesting story, and it really aligns with what I'm going to say next. His network was over 500 people. He had contacts with some of the most influential people in the business world. When he left the company he was with, he no longer had those connections. They blackballed him in that industry. So his connections were only as good as what he could offer them. So that means that there wasn't a connection. That just means that we were connected for a purpose, not connected where we were had a connection. We were just networking. And I think that life it should be a lot more than that. And then we have Bree checking in. She can't wait to see the new shows as well. Absolutely. Get locked in. Get locked in. And we have Trosh in the building. If you guys are not aware of who Trosh is, you know what? I got a couple of minutes. Let's see what we can find about Trosh, because I want you guys to know a little bit about Trosh. When I was introduced to Trosh, we'll say it that way, he was flying across the stage doing a wardrobe change for 2 acts. He was a artist in a event that I didn't go to because it's not my crowd. But when I saw him fly across the stage, go around the back, change his clothes, come around the back and finish his set within minutes. It was so electric, and it showed so much professionalism that it made me continue watching the rest of the show. So we're gonna play his video.
Yeah. Built like a nigga asked for it. Yeah, I passed go and hit the fast forward. Burn through it, got the ash pouring. Couldn't miss a beat and have a bad quarter. Life's a bitch and your ass know it. If you're missing me, you got some bad orders. You truly in for a hell of a shock. Speaker falling in your bathwater. Said it wasn't room in this fast corridor. Found space, they in Philly wood. While they fighting trying to make it uphill, I just slid in like a hilly good. Show more love than they giving back. He don't owe him shit, he just feel he should. Trying to take down you a juggernaut, gon' take a lucky shot like Achilles' foot. I been feeling something, man, that man cold like I'm chilling something. But they handhold like a villain coming. They enhance more shit, is really nothing, man, it's really something. I don't really get it. If you heard me say it, then I really live it. Lot of sweat and blood, yeah, it's really spillage. In the world hurting, I can really heal it. Hey, my struggle, my whole mind, my whole climb. Not about to let you try to knock me out the way. As I load up to see if I hold up, just be my hold up. Not about to let you try to knock me out the way. Speed racing, I see greatness, not gonna be patient. Not about to let you try to knock me out the way. Not showed up, it's my whole time, and I'm whole flying. Not about to let you try to knock me out the way. Huge losses got my fam grief.
All right. That is Trosh. You guys got to get locked into Knock Me Out the Way. Guys, how many times have we been in situations where negativity is knocking us down? That's what that song is about standing back up even when things are not going well and when people want you to fall. You have to be strong enough to stand up and stand up for you. Stand up for what's next. So, and that's about when you're connecting with the right people, because some people in your circle are the people who do not wish the best for you. So sometimes you have to make sure that you're auditing your circle and auditing it not to say, hey, you're not for me. That's not what it's about. It's really understanding, okay, is this person here for us to grow? Because the question of the day, guys, let's get to that question of the day. The question of the day was, are your connections feeding your soul? And that's what Trosh is talking about, people knocking him out the way. That means that their connection isn't feeding him. They're trying to feed off of him. You have to understand those differences. And that's where I'm talking about when you're networking with individuals. Are they in your network only because they want what you can offer, or they in your network because you guys are sharing how to be the best interest for each other? So now let's jump into the author's corner. Guys, I'm gonna tell you, I'm always excited to talk to authors. As a Distinguished Authors Guild, as an ambassador myself and an award-nominated author, I have the pleasure to always represent Distinguished Authors Guild's pursuit of giving literary excellence. And today will be no different. So with me today, we are bringing to the stage, Shana Jenkins is on the stage. Hey Shana. Then we have We have Rashan Davidson on the stage. Hey there.
Hello.
And then we have, I want to make sure I did it, it's Charise Bennett. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. I'm bad with names, so for me to nail it, that's a plus. So, guys, when I talk, after I ask a question, I will mute because there's an echo, and I want to make sure that you guys are clear and people can clearly hear you. So I am big on questions, just so y'all know. But we're gonna start with the fact of thank you, ladies, for joining me today and talking to us about your award-nominated books. I want to first say, let's get the celebration on first.
Congratulations, ladies.
And the congratulations for the hard work and congratulations for what you guys have brought to the table. So my first question is, I want you to tell me who you are, your award-nominated book, and what did this nomination mean to you? And we're going to start from Charise Bennett.
Well, hello, everybody. Okay. I still hear an echo. I don't know if it's me. Not.
All right, hold on. Let's see if I can stop the echo because I want y'all to be heard. This is not the day for that. All right. Tell me if you can still hear an echo.
A little bit, but okay. I think that should be good. Y'all good? Everybody? Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Charise Bennett. I am the founder of the Best Me Ever movement. And so the Best Me Ever movement is all about helping women, especially high-achieving women, grow in self-love and confidence. Because I believe, I know that you are the best thing that ever happened to you. And you can only step into that greatness when you start loving yourself. Right? We give to everybody else, we love on everybody else, give everybody else in our lives praise, but we don't say any of that for ourselves. And once you come into your own self-awareness, you can practice self-love and self-care, and then you can do all the things that you are purposed to do on this earth. And that's the whole purpose of the Best Me Ever movement. And so my two nominated books are The Self-Love Makeover, which goes over the 6 aspects of self, and it compares it to the makeup application process for my makeup girlies. So it talks about how figuring out your self-worth is not tied to what you have or your job title. It's because you are worthy simply because you exist, right? You are worth love and respect just by being a person. And so that's the foundation of the self-love makeover. We talk about self-esteem, self-respect, self-love, self-growth, and how all those things work together to build up who you are, to love yourself. But I have 2 books. I also submitted one of my humorous journals because humor has healing power, right? And I started out doing more hosting and stand-up work before I grew into the Best Me Ever movement. And it's called Dear Baby Jesus, Weight Loss Wishes, Workout Woes, and Words of Worship to Our Wee Water Walker. And yes, I have an English degree, so alliteration is my jam. But it's a 12-week journal with weekly prayers to Baby Jesus that you can use for your weight loss or workout journey. So it's a page for your workout plan, your meal plan, and just questions for reflection and journaling to get through the week. And so this nomination means a lot because I feel the Best Me Ever movement is needed for everybody. I mean, I focus on women because I am a woman and I know me better than I know anybody else. But it's a message that resonates across everything because practicing self-love is necessary for you to be successful. You cannot give yourself away to everybody else and not have anything for yourself because at the end of the day, you are the only person you have to spend the rest of your life with. And when I say that, people are like, no, really, if you think about it, everybody that you love and care about, they don't have to be here with you. You have to be here with yourself. And so pouring into that relationship has to be your strongest relationship every single day.
I'm going to say that I love both of those books. I am a firm believer in self. In my book, I have the 4 pillars of self: self-care, as you said, self-care, self-discipline, self-esteem, and being self-aware. That's my 4 pillars of self. Because those are, just as you so elegantly put it, those are the things that you must build first. You cannot pour from an empty cup of you. So I'm a firm believer in that. And hey, we might have to bring that book into the CEO circle. We'll have to talk about that offline.
All right, let's go.
Being a book that because with my CEO Mastermind, I'm big on helping people grow. And I tell people that I am not in competition with anyone. I'm in collaboration with everyone. And if something that someone else offers can provide them a little more guidance into what I'm coaching on, love that. So I definitely will get an opportunity to take a read of that and possibly add that to my curriculum. We'll see. But I love to hear about self, because if you don't love, hey, I'm gonna use a RuPaul moment. If you don't love yourself, how you gonna love anybody else?
Exactly.
I mean, it's just a real thing. So thank you for sharing with me today. So up next, we gonna go from bottom to the top. So Rashan, come on in here. This is I couldn't wait to get you on my show, because I gotta talk about this book she got, guys. So let me unmute you, and I'm gonna mute me.
Okay, my name is Rashan Davidson. I am a mental health therapist and owner and operator of Passion and Purpose Fulfilled in Texas. I am a DAG award winner for my journal back about 2 years ago called Purposeful Life. So it definitely goes along with Charlize's book. So I definitely want a copy of yours too, because it goes hand in hand for that one. But my book that I'm nominated for this year is called My Lover, My Best Friend. And it is a co-author book that myself and my husband wrote. And it is a heart-to-heart journal for couples to have those deep dive conversations that we tend to sometimes shy away from, or we don't think about even talking about. Even though we're together, we're a couple, we're in a relationship, we're married, whatever the case may be. And it just takes a deep dive into opening up communication on levels that we probably never even explored. What does this mean for me, though? As far as this nomination, it means a lot. I mean, when I started writing, I didn't know what I was capable of, and to come back 2 years later with a new book and get nominated, it's like, okay, all right, I guess I got some good stuff, and I'm just gonna keep rolling with it. So I'm super excited about it, and super excited to share this with my person. As everyone, if you've seen other interviews with me, we are long distance. His schedule is kind of hectic, which is why he can't always join me on these interviews. So to share this with him, it's just been an amazing feeling, and we're just living through the excitement.
I want to say I could not wait to hear about the long distance relationship, guys. I'm gonna tell you, I've been stalking Rashan a little bit. I was like, hey, don't you want to be on my network? Yeah, I mean, all kinds of stuff, because what I really love about her story is that even though it's about their relationship, it's really about communication between two individuals being something more than just a physical connection. And that is what I love so much about the story. So even though I cracked a joke about them living long distance, I like the fact that love does not have boundaries. Love is not just, okay, we're loving on each other, but we're in love and we're loving love. I love that about the story, and we're gonna dive more into that on Wake Up CEO, because I'm gonna try to pull some juice out of there too. But
I'm an open book.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the open book about the journey of 1,000 miles. That's how I think about it in my mind, of him going back and forth, you going back and forth, but more so that you guys communicating along the way. Because I'm going to tell you guys a little story. I said, Rashan, I got a script for a show, and I want to know if you will be open to doing the show. So I sent her the script, and let me tell you what I got back. Now, she said, I'm going to put this on the family's agenda when he's in town, and we'll discuss it. Now, I want to say this, guys. I live with my wife every day. I'm not putting nothing on no agenda, and we gonna talk about. I'm gonna text her right now and be like, "This is what happened." But that just showed that communication is open to. Okay, if we have a board, that means we're gonna prioritize what we're gonna talk about today.
Yep.
And that piece of communication was, I mean, I know that most people would have took that, she's going to put me on a board. I took it like, she's got a board. that's something that maybe, I mean, a lot of people, if they tabled some things and gave themselves opportunity to breathe, then maybe there wouldn't be so many things that you guys are conversating about on an everyday basis. So that's what I really liked about your response to me about that, even though she said no, guys.
I gave a reason.
I'm going. Hey, on Wake Up City, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna have my joke because it is no way. But at the end of the day, I can appreciate your reason, and then I know what you guys have next because I'm following the journey. So I know that you guys have a show that you guys are doing already. So I was fine. But
no, we don't have a show. We don't have a show.
With someone else.
I'm doing a show with someone else.
Yes. So I definitely understand about not putting too much on your plate, and that's what a lot of us do when opportunities come. We don't look at those opportunities as, okay, how much more of myself am I going to have to give, and how much little of myself will I have left to do other things that I'm trying to do in life. So I can appreciate the whole concept. So I want you to know that I was watching, and I seen that you're the show that's coming up, and I am going to be tuning in because I can appreciate the things that you are offering. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Guys, wait. She was last, but definitely not least. She was high on my priority list of people who I was trying to get on the show well before today. So bring it to this. We got to hear Shana's story about her book, her award-nominated book, and what that means to you. And I want to say thank you, Shana, for finally coming this way.
Thank you, Rachel, for having me. I said this has been long overdue. I'm so bad. I'm terrible, but I appreciate being here. Hey, ladies. So I am Shana Jenkins. I am a Distinguished Authors Guild Award winner from last year for my book, The Prettiest Woman, where I basically talk about, my journey through life, trying to break me down, but overcoming those obstacles by staying true to who I am and who God created me to be. It's all about internal beauty. My award-nominated books for this year is with my journal, Butterflies Are Meant to Fly, Not to Be Kept in a Jar. And then I'm also a part of the wonderful Dr. Carolyn Stevens anthology project called Sacred Seeds of Wisdom, Things Every Black and Brown Woman Should Know. And basically, I like to journal. I like to tell people my story. I like to write about my transitions and just bring people along with me as I'm discovering who I am and really just learning how to live in my purpose and be who God created me to be. So when I wrote Butterflies Are Meant to Fly, Not to Be Kept in a Jar, I was in a position in corporate America where I felt like I was being smothered, where, I wasn't allowed to grow, or you could only grow on somebody else's terms. And I knew that God did not call me to live like that. I am introverted, but I'm also a very free spirit. Like, I like to be able to do what I want to do. I'm a creative. And I document my journey on how I use the word of God to launch me into entrepreneurship. So I left corporate America in October of last year. So I'm coming up on 1 year of self-employment. So thank you, God, for that. And in Sacred Seeds of Wisdom, I talk about, not being alone in this journey. As women, a lot of times we feel like we are the only ones that are going through things. Life is hitting us every which way and we feel like we're alone. But there are so many women who are not only going through the same thing that we are going through today, but it goes all the way back to the Bible. So in a lot of my readings or my writings, you'll see I always bring up the word of God. I feel like that's who has been there for me in my hardest seasons. I feel like God was intentional when he made sure that I knew that he was the one that was bringing me out of those tight spots. And so anything I write, I'm always going to find, a scripture to back it up and encourage people to not just look up the scripture and be able to quote it, but to actually know what it means to live it out. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm happy to be here, Rachel. And hey, Cherie.
Hey, I appreciate that you had time in your busy schedule to come with us and have a conversation today. And ladies, it seems like these books are already, I am already ready to put all three of these on my list, on the book list. But I want to just say something else about Shana. You guys are going to see a lot more Shana in the next 15 weeks because she is also part of season 2 of the CEO Mastermind. So I want to make sure we clap that up for that because we're not only building legacies, we're building businesses that can sustain and grow a legacy. And one day, 1 week, 1 moment at a time. So I appreciate you, Shana, for saying yes to the invite to that as well.
Thank you for having, I need it. It's not even that I've been, so busy, or if I am, it's been in my head. I'm in a season right now where I'm transitioning. And so I'm wrestling against myself. I'm walking in purpose. I'm doing what God has called me to do, but I'm also figuring it out along the way. So I feel like that was like the perfect opportunity for me to join your class, just so I can really, sit in my purpose, as opposed to continuously like wrestling and making sure, just understand like who I am and what I'm supposed to be doing and being confident in that. Like, it's time for me to adopt the CEO mindset or embrace it, as opposed to just, saying that that's what I'm doing. I need to understand it, believe it, and walk in it. So I'm so excited for that.
I'm gonna be honest. Did she just say that she should be, or did she sound like she already believed it, guys? What did y'all think? Because I'm gonna think it sounds like she believed that already. So
you bring it out of me, Rachel.
Hey, it is time. We gonna walk in purpose, because I'm huge on learning and living in your circle of genius and walking in your purpose. Because when you walking in your purpose, you don't even feel like it's work. I tell people that. So October must be the month that we don't go back to our careers, because 2 Octobers ago I did the same thing. So I stepped out, and I tell people I didn't step out on faith. I stepped out on, I believed in me. I knew what I was going to stand up and do. Have you guys felt that way? Come on, ladies. I know I'm not the only one. You be at a job and you're going to get them 110% when you go there. But when you decide you want to do something for you, you don't feel that as confident. So we confident when we go into their building, but we're not confident when we in our house. So it was that's how I took that. Okay, I show up for them all the time. I make them millions of dollars. I train all of their teams so their team members could feel good about working for the company. But I don't think I could do that for me. Okay. I said okay. So I put together my game plan and started on my journey. So I tell the people, being an entrepreneur is not gravy. I want to make sure everyone understands it. It is work. But it's just like the work we put in to grow ourselves in careers and get promoted at those careers and get better positions. It's work. It's work, it's dedication, it's your time. But mostly it's your money. That's the problem. It's your money that goes into it, and we got to make sure that this goes to when you're pouring into yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup, which means that you have to pour into yourself in a way that's going to allow you to sustain, maintain, and grow. So that's what it's really about at the end of the day. So, ladies, let's get to these questions, because I got to dive into your books. So, your writing speaks to connection, growth, and transformation. How does your book help readers find real alignment, not just strategy? And we're going to start with Shana.
Good question, Rachel. So how does my book help people find alignment? I'm sorry, that was the way you worded the question?
No worries. I can read. It's all right.
I'm like, it was a good one. I know it's good.
No. Your writing speaks to connection, growth, and transformation. How does your book help readers find real alignment, not just a strategy?
Well, you have to be in touch with the person who created you. And that's, I'm really big on, discovering that, aligning yourself with like your creator, the person who created you, the person who knew you before he formed you in your mother's womb, the person who says, I know the plans I have for you. You have to get in alignment with him. And so you can really see like who it is, who he's created you to be. And that will put you in alignment with what you're supposed to do. I feel like from the time that, we were little girls, little kids, the world has told us who we're supposed to be, what we're supposed to do. And then we grow up in the mindset trying to do everything but what God created us to do. And so for us to really, understand our own purpose, not work for, building up somebody else's business, we got like, God, what am I supposed to be doing? Maybe the reason why I'm at this job is not working for me because it has nothing to do with what you created me to do. So I'm already out of alignment. So let me center myself with you, who you are, who you created me to be. And then I'll start to uncover like my passions, what it is I love to do. I'll begin to gravitate towards the things that are in line with my purpose and in my passion. And so I just believe that's the best way. And that was what my journey was. Like when life started going crazy and I'm talking about from the prettiest woman to butterflies are meant to fly. Anytime I get in the season where things are just going outright topsy-turvy, there are going to be some warfare. There's going to be like hard days. But if there's just days of constant back-to-back, it's like, okay, something's wrong here. Like I'm out of alignment. And I need to really recenter myself and just hear like where I'm supposed to be, what God wants me to do, if that makes sense. And so I'm just an advocate. Like, you have to really get in touch with the person who created you. It's a quote, I know I'm about to butcher it, but it says something about, if there's a problem in the vehicle, you go to the manufacturer, you go to the one who built you. You have to just really understand who created you so you can know what you're supposed to be doing.
I love that. And I say this, I am not religious, but I'm spiritual. And I tell people there's a difference for me, and it's not giving any difference to other of religions. I just believe in spirituality, and I believe the house of religion negates spirituality for me. That's just me personally. So I believe in God and the creator, and I believe that the space between us and the creator is the space between our heads, is what we're thinking and not allowing alignment. We're not staying at rest long enough to feel or hear that alignment. And I believe that's something that once I was open to meditation, like currently I meditate every single day, twice a day. So in the middle of the day, like at 1 o'clock before I got to you guys, I meditated for 15 minutes. Early in the morning, I meditate. So the meditation in the middle of the day is to reset my mind, so I can get alignment from our creator. The only way we can be aligned is to stop being in motion and stop letting the distractions distract us from being who we need to be. So I really believe in what you said, Shana. So absolutely, I feel the alignment comes from us sitting still and asking for because you have to ask. Sometimes we don't believe we do. If you ask, it says it in every Bible, the Quran, in why do my brain just go blank? The Jewish Bible. Come on now, you know it. It doesn't matter.
Torah.
Which one did you say it was?
Torah.
Torah. Thank you. In any of those books, they say who asks shall find. You cannot, if you don't ask, how do you get it? And sometimes we don't ask the question, and we're just looking. We're looking for answers outside of us when answers are always inside of us, because God is in each of us. So I appreciate that, Shane. I just wanted to I had to speak to that because it's something I firmly believe in. So thank you again for giving us that information and always tying it back into our creator, because we are part of the creator. Each of us are. And by each of us being part of the creator, that means each of us are connected, and that just flows back into what we're talking about, having strategic connections. More so than having strategic connection, having real connection with another individual. So I appreciate that. So up next, we're going to ask Rashan. Come on now, tell us about what your writing speaks to connection, growth, and transformation. How does your book help readers find real alignment, not just strategy?
Well, here again, just like you just shared, sometimes we do need guidance in certain places with certain things. So My Lover, My Best Friend is a strategic plan with intentionality and aligning you and your spouse in a way that connects you on a level that is beyond just the surface. It's really, again, a conversation from heart to heart, so that you all know where you're going, what you're doing, how the relationship is going. Not just, oh, I love you, I want to see your beautiful face, I want to. No, it's much deeper and much more strategic in the intentionality behind the alignment. And that's what connects this book with couples. When we wrote this book, we put it out to couples that have been together for years on end. Some that's been together shorter term, some that's been together longer term. We come from 26 years of friendship, and there were still things in the writing of this book that we were learning about each other through the process. And so that's where we're teaching more than just, oh, here's some strategies, because we're asking deep questions. We're asking questions that we asked ourselves. And some of the questions we asked during some moments of triumph, as well as some moments of trauma. And we were intentional with having those conversations in an effort to continue to build us. 26 years of friendship, 7 years of a relationship, 1 year of marriage. And every day we're still asking questions.
I got a question. Do you believe that, I want a follow-up question today. What I like about what you just said was about that you guys are still asking questions. 26 years later, a lot of people really believe that you should know everything about a person. That's not possible because you don't know everything about yourself. And I think
we're steadily evolving
on a constant basis. If we are constant in evolution, how could another individual know you better than you when you are still on an everyday basis learning yourself? Mm-hmm. I mean, because you're gonna find out something new about yourself today. Like it was. I got to tell you guys. You guys are gonna see my vlog about it. I have something I'm afraid of. So I have a fear of needles. So there's something that I've wanted to do for years that I had not because I'm scared of the needles. But I just recently did it. So I was at home last night. Now, I'm a big baby. I want y'all to know that for the record. I'm going to go home and whine with my wife all the time. I'm going to come in and act like a 2-year-old. You know they stuck me with the needle. But it's now, for me, I didn't know myself enough that the fear of needles was when I was a kid. I've just held tight to the thought that I was still afraid. And it goes to that we grow and we evolve past it. I was there when they did it. I was like, oh, okay, this was nothing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, after I went home, I whined about it because I knew she was ready for me to do so. But in all honesty, it was really nothing. I should have been done what I was trying to get done. But you guys will see the vlog soon because it's about a long process, and I'm like. I'm breathing through it, but I really like that you guys are asking questions, and asking questions of yourselves, and asking questions of in a relationship. But this is my question for you. Then we'll get to Charise. Now, if you guys have with the long distance relationship piece of it, so you had the long distance relationship piece of it, then you guys are seeing each other. If you don't mind me asking, and this might be a little more personal, how often do you guys actually see each other face to face? Because it shows that love is distant. Love is more of is more or less of not just a feeling. It's more involved. And if you could speak to that just a little bit for me.
So on average, we try to see each other at least twice a month on average. Some months we get that, some months we don't. And that's okay, because again, when we do see each other, we make sure it's about us. We create a bubble that can't no person, thing, anything bust. And so depending on our schedules, because again, his schedule is a little bit more tight than mine. He drives trucks. So I'm a therapist, so my schedule can be more flexible. So we just make it a point to try to do twice a month, if not definitely once a month. But when COVID happened, that whole time we didn't see each other. Not physically in person. We did a lot of video calling and things like that. But for the most part, that year we spent 8 months, I believe, because it was funny. He had just left like a week or two before COVID hit. Like I saw him, and then the week after he returned home, COVID hit, and we were on shutdown. And then we didn't see each other again till the end when it was all over. Well, not over, but had calmed down. And we had opened back up.
So I'm definitely want to dive into that more into about a little more information about that, because I want to ask some questions that I know that people are asking and thinking about in their head. But we'll make sure I gotta get Charise to tell us a lot about her book as well. We gonna give y'all some time, because I gotta dive into these books and figure out how I'm gonna put these into my courses and stuff, because I love what you guys are talking about, and I think that everyone needs a little bit of what we're speaking of, which is what authors do. They put their souls into those pages, and you buy those pages. So I want to stop in the middle. Go get your books. Okay, we're going to start there. Get your books and get locked in. Reading is not a dying art. Reading is still fundamental to growth. Do not think the internet has all the answers, because it does not. Because I tell you, the internet don't know what's in these ladies' minds right now. I'm going to tell you that right now. So it only knows as much as you feed it. So if you feed it your information, it got it. But it's not going to have every solution or every piece of a problem, because every piece of a problem has not been introduced. All right, Charise, so tell us about your book and your story.
Yes. I can't remember the exact question.
Okay, I'll get to the end part of the question, because I know how I can be. So, excuse me, help readers find, how does your book help readers find real alignment, not just strategy?
Okay. So in creating the Best Me Ever movement, it grew out of me reaching a place where I was in my mid-30s, right? I'm still a plus size girl. I was single, wasn't married, no kids. And I had went to school, got the degrees. And I felt like I followed the plan that everybody laid out for me, right? This was society told me I was supposed to do in order to be successful and to be happy. Yet here I am hiding in a grocery store because I see somebody that I know that I don't want to talk to, because I don't feel like I've accomplished enough, right? I don't feel like I have any worth or any value in this moment. And from that moment, I had to go on a journey to discover, like, who decided what success looked like for me? Like, whose plan, whose roadmap am I following that's really not working for me? Because did I ever say I wanted to get married? Did I ever say I wanted to have kids? Or did I just pick these ideas up from society and from religion and everything else that I had grew up under to believe that this is what I was supposed to be doing, and then discover like that wasn't it for me at all? And so learning to unlearn some of those beliefs that we grow up with is what the purpose of my book is. It's not so much as a prescribed plan for you to follow, because your plan is yours, my plan is mine, right? But it's more to get you to think differently about decisions that you've made, to think differently about, well, why do I feel like I don't deserve to say that I'm my biggest fan? I've been to conferences where I'm speaking at women's conferences, and I'll have my shirt on that says I'm my biggest fan. People say, no, you can't be your biggest fan because that belongs to God. I'm like, well, so if you follow that logic, if he made me and he's wonderful, he said everything he made is wonderful, then don't that make me wonderful too? So why can't I say that? And so where did that limiting belief come from? So the book is about finding your self-awareness to understand, like, maybe what everybody says I should do isn't really for me. And it's that self-discovery, the process of learning who you are, the process of falling in love with who you are, so that you can do the things that you know that you want to do. Because so many of us are given to everybody else, right? We got this job because my parents said I had to be a lawyer. So now I'm a lawyer, but I'm a miserable lawyer because this is not really what I want to do. And so figuring out how to ask those questions and figure out what is best for me, because I have to be the most important person to me. I have to be the center of my journey, of my life, so that I can live the life that I need to live in order to help the people I need to help. Because if I am not fully myself, then who am I really, right? If I'm not my biggest fan, who else is going to be? If I don't believe that I'm the best thing that ever happened to me, how can I be anything for you? And then one of the things that I always say within the Best Me Ever movement is no one is better equipped to become the best ever version of you than you. Nobody else can give that to you. You have to fall in love with yourself enough to discover yourself enough in order to be able to do it. So in reading the books that I wrote, it's not for you to just do what Charise said and follow that and everything will be fine. Don't put that on me. Go see the lady lay on somebody's couch if something I say triggers that. But I want it to just be you questioning yourself and thinking more deeply about the decision you've made and the path you've taken and why you feel the way you do in that position.
I'm gonna say, I love that part. I love the part of where you were talking about being self-aware, where you're asking yourself, who put this on me? When
right?
I say
right?
Because society tells us a whole lot of things that we are living our life by, and I tell everyone, I got to be honest. I'm unapologetically Rachel L. Gary, and that's just how I am about myself. I'm unapologetically me. I cannot speak from how other people want me to be. I have to speak from how I am. God made all of us different. Each of us have individuality for a purpose, because each of us have a purpose to bring to an overarching picture. So I just think that we get lost in what society thinks of us, or what society wants from us, or what society thinks we should be. And that goes back to what Shana was saying about being in tune with God and finding out what God has for you. What is your purpose? And who came up with all these little sayings that you're supposed to be married, you're supposed to have kids, you're supposed to be? Where did that come from?
Exactly. And that's what it came out of. Like I had an uncle, like a cousin, to tell me when I was in my early 20s. He's like, "Oh yeah, you got your degrees and you traveling and having fun." He said, "But you don't want to be 35 and still single. Like you don't want that life." And that stuck with me from 22 on to like 37. Like, why am I feeling bad? When this man got 3 ex-wives and 7 baby mamas, like, what did he know? Like, why am I defining my life by what this somebody I barely respect said? You know what I'm saying?
But it just goes to all of those things in society that come our way, and you know what's, in all honesty, what we don't really realize is that we really just pick and choose. Mm-hmm. We pick and choose those things, but why don't we just choose the things that we really feel really connected to, as opposed to grandma said have kids, grandma said you need to do this, because hey, I'm a person. Love my kids. Now, this is not a love. I love my kids at 29 and 28. If my grandmother had never said that, I would have never had kids. I am, and I'm a grandparent as well. So I love my grandkids, love my kids. But in the very beginning, when she was having that conversation with me, I was like, I was traveling. I had things going on. I'm best. I had real money. I tell people now, I had $100,000 in cash in my hand. It wasn't even like working for a company. I was building my own companies doing these things. And then I started listening. I was like, God, dog it, I made a decision based upon someone else's beliefs. Some beliefs that was passed down to them from generations and generations and generations, and I made a decision based on that. But I'm one more time, I'm not mad at the decision. Love y'all. I want y'all to know that this is. I mean, my life is so different, and because of them. So it's not that moment, but it just goes to that we made decisions based on old wise tales. That's what we did. We did make our decisions on old wise tales. Who said? And I want to say this, guys. Y'all might laugh at me. Who said we needed a job? Where did that come from? I want y'all to really think about it. If you really put some thought behind it, each of you guys will really realize when someone said we need to have a job, is when somebody decided they wanted to make some money, and they didn't want to do all their work. That's really what started the whole thing. Now, even and why are wages so low? Because they can't afford, as entrepreneurs, you're entrepreneur, as entrepreneurs, you cannot afford somebody paying them $30 an hour. You just can't afford it. So why do you pay lower wages? Because you can't afford, you still need the work done, but you can't afford $30 an hour because that's what that person wants. You're not intentionally underpaying them, but you can't really afford to pay them more. So it just goes into all the things that we do, old wise tales. Old wise tales. So I appreciate what you said, Charise, especially when you say, who told me to do that anyway? because it's something that you say to yourself when you're going to sleep at night. I got a question. Are you unhappy? But do you think that if you had to follow his recommendation,
if I had stayed in that place where I let other people's opinions of me define who I was, like Audre Lorde said, then I would be crushed by those expectations, right? I would still be hiding in Target because I don't want anybody to see me because I don't have this or this title or this house or this car because that's what I thought I was supposed to have. And so if I don't celebrate me for who I am right now, I don't have to wait until I lose 80 pounds. I don't have to wait until I have this perfect job. I can celebrate who I am right now because I deserve that just for existing on this planet right now. And so starting there and believing that and understanding that sets a foundation to grow in all the other ways.
Love that statement. And I can appreciate you having that self-worth, because we didn't talk about that when we were talking about all the self. That self-worth to really determine that if you feel worthy, then everybody else, whether you think I'm worthy or not, I know I'm worthy. And having that self-esteem, boy, I'm telling you, when you know that you're worthy, you're not worried what anyone else is thinking. You're just living in your best life. And people that celebrate with you, I'm glad you're celebrating. I'm glad that you're celebrating with me, but believe me, I'm a celebrating. I said the party of one starts it all. The party of one. Thank you for that information. So I only got one more question, guys. I don't know. I got two questions, and I do a lot of asking y'all of what's going on. So the second question is, what tools or life lessons help you write your story from a place of authenticity and heart rather than just a process? And I'm gonna go back to you, Charise, so because you were already deep in your bag with it anyway.
So what you discovered, what I discovered, and just I'm not going to my whole long story. That could be another session if we're going to talk about how I ended up doing the comedy right now, that stuff. But when you get to a place where you recognize that you have value, right? I have self-worth. And then you see how the things that you say and do impact others, it makes a difference. So things I may say off the cuff, like the first time I wore a shirt that said, I had a shirt made that said, "I'm here, you're welcome." And I just had to make it because I thought it was funny. Because when I go to an event, I'm usually the first one there and I'm the first one gone because I got other things to do. But I wore a shirt that said, "I'm here, you're welcome," because I recognize that my presence has value, right? I'm bringing the party to the party because my presence has value. And so somebody saw that shirt, was like, you know what? I never thought about that. Like, is it arrogant, or is it just you believe so much of yourself? It's like, no, I just believe in the fact that I know what I bring to an event that I attend. Like, my presence is your present. So, and wearing that shirt, just something that was off the cuff, I realized like I have an impact that I didn't even think about. And so the work that I started doing was to make sure that the things that I said had the intended impact. So I didn't want to just throw something off the cuff and then it hit somebody in a way that made them feel a way about themselves, like the comment that my cousin made way back when I was 22. So I was trying to be more intentional about the things I said and did. So I want you to feel as good about yourself as I feel about me at the end of the day. Like, you need to, you have to, because you deserve that.
I said, my apologies. I've noticed I muted myself. That's all right. Guys on the radio, y'all heard me. But what I said is that if you guys don't feel that you were worthy and that you weren't worthy, and if you didn't know, now she's making sure that you understand that you are worthy. Because that's what it's about at the end of the day. Sometimes you need, we hate this, people hate to say, I need validation. But sometimes you need someone to encourage and remind you of who you are anyway. I tell people that's what I do. I just remind people of who they are. My coaching is all about reminding you who you are and what steps to take for you to get there. That's what my coaching is about. You say you want success. So when you're sitting on the couch, I just remind you, hey, I thought you wanted to make more money. I thought that's what you wanted to do. But if that's not what you want to do today, that's all right. I mean, I'm not making you feel guilty. I just want to make sure that I step in and, hey, I thought that's what you were looking to do. I thought that you were looking to have a program that is selling books to several millions of individuals. I thought you were looking to have a platform that does A, B, C, and D. If that's not what you want today, that's all right. We can get back to it when you're ready. And so it's just, when I heard your words, it just reminds people of that they're worthy of being who they are and worthy of showing up. Love that. Love that. So you up next, Shana.
Okay. Repeat the question. Tools or life lessons? I'm right. So in case I'm looking down, but I'm writing. Like I feel like y'all are doing something really good, but and I'm just like making my little notes to help me stay encouraged. So can you just repeat the question?
No worries. I am talking after the question, so I don't mind. I don't mind. It allows me to start articulating a lot better. That's okay.
I'm talking it all in.
Hey, that's what. Hey, I wrote those two guys. I got in my notes here. I got like 4 or 5 questions. I got to ask one person when I get to them again. So, what tools or life lessons help you write your story from a place of authenticity and heart rather than just a process?
I think it goes back to what I believe everybody said at some point, or even Charise mentioned, is just overcoming those limiting beliefs. You know, it took me a long time to be okay with being me. You know, I feel like, and I talk about the lighter side of things, but if I really sat down and unpack the trauma, like we could be here all day. Like there were so many things that I went through in my life that really just broke, you know, me as a person, as a woman, like, and made me feel like the person that I thought I was supposed to be, or the person that I thought I was, like I wasn't that. And so me writing has, from authenticity and just authenticity and being transparent, has helped me. It's convinced me to realize that there's nothing wrong with me. I'm okay. And now I have to get back to reminding myself that, I'm okay. I am worthy. I do have purpose. I am valuable. And so I write to, like I said, to just encourage people who feel like maybe they aren't, because maybe they are, stuck in a job or even stuck in a relationship. That's not the best relationship. We get lost in life, in whatever it is. And I just really had to, I just like to be transparent. I like to be honest, because that's, to be honest, the title, The Prettiest Woman, I know that's like last year's book, but the title, The Prettiest Woman, it is the person who is true to herself. And I'm like, and it took me so long to find out who she was, and it wasn't because I retaliated, I got mad, I got bitter, it was me finding me, like going back to my character. I'm typically a very lighthearted, fluffy person. Like I love to laugh. I'm goofy. And then my mom even said it to me one day. She was like, now I'm in a place like in my intimate circle, like I'm the goofy Shana that everybody like used to know. But she was like, you're not the same person, and she said, I knew something was going on. I didn't know what was going on, but she said, you just were different. And that was like a reality check, a light bulb. And so, I could write about fake stories or what I think, or, like the status quo, what we're supposed to be doing all day and night. But I'm like, it's not really helping nobody. It's helping people to continue to wear a mask. And I don't believe in masks. I believe that the whole COVID, aside from being a pandemic, I believe it was prophetic. We were all wearing these masks and learning to walk in something that, wasn't really real. And I just want to remove the mask. And I'm really in a season of just reminding myself that it's nothing wrong with me. I'm okay. I don't want to work, not just because I don't want to work, but I don't want to go and build somebody else's dream, because I have my own dream, and it's funny because like even in my title, Butterflies Are Meant to Fly, I feel like I'm in a space now, like, okay, like I've launched out of this jar and now, now I'm flying, like now I'm just putting direction to my flight, and so just transparency is the best way. We're not going to get nowhere fluffing everybody and falling in line with the old wives' tales. Like you can tell who you are and tell what you're going through without telling all your business, because there's somebody who's going through the same thing and they need to be free. They're stuck in a position right now that they don't know how to get out of. And if I'm lying to you, then you're going to be stuck. That's not helping anybody. Even with my youth group, I mentor young girls, that's the purpose of the group. Before y'all even grow up and get into those limiting beliefs, like you are somebody at the age that you are, 7 years old, 8, 10, 11, don't even let the world tell you you're not supposed to be who you think you are.
Love that. And I definitely love the fact of helping the youth, because if you start that at an early age, then as that young lady grows up, no one's going to be able to tell her different. And I think that a lot of people take, and I have to say this as a black woman myself, that people take that black women have attitude because they have confidence. I want to dispel that myth right here, right now. I don't have attitude because I'm confident in who I am. I just have courage to step up and be who I am. And it's okay. Because believe me, many people for many years, race, color, creed included, that always stepped in who they were. And now because we speak up, that we're not docile, that we speak encouragement, empowerment, and empowering ourselves, now we have attitude? I think not. I think it's more so that we are done being docile, we're done being closeted, and we're done being told what we can and cannot say. It's okay to be human, and it's okay to be you. Sharice been tell us the whole daggone day that we worthy, man. So, I just say, if we're worthy, we need to step into that and stop running away from it. So I love that you're teaching that to young ladies, because they need to hear it more so than anybody, because everyone says, I hear it all the time, the black woman is lowest on the totem pole. Whose totem pole are y'all looking at? Whose totem pole are you looking at? Because black women have been revered for millions of years, for hundreds of thousands of years. That just became a new age thing. If people really realize, go back in history, it's like in the last 500 years where black people or black women have been put on the lowest part of the totem pole. Black women were worshipped. They were the doctors. They were the spiritual healers who people went to go see tens of thousands of years ago. Read your history, people. Read real history. Let's go back and take some real assessments of what life was. I'm off my soapbox, sorry. Back to the schedule program. But so, Charise, now we're gonna Rashan, we're gonna ask you the question. And I'm gonna go from a place of authenticity and heart rather than just a process.
Well, that's exactly what my love of my best friend came from. You'll find out, those that pick up the book, you'll find out in the first page that, you know, I was married before. My husband was in a former relationship. And what I learned in my first marriage was I didn't know what a wife was. I wanted to get married, but I didn't know what a wife was. I didn't know what that really looked like outside of what I saw. But what I saw was what a wife was to that person, but what a wife was to me. And so through our journey, again, we took some detours, but we were always destined. And when we decided a year ago that we were going to get married, because it was like, we've been in this relationship 6 years, we've been best friends, we've been friends 26 years. Let's just do this. We know that we're each other's person. Well, we decided we were going to get married, and then we reached a very profound roadblock. As I stated, we asked questions in our triumph and through our trauma. So we had something traumatic happen about 3 years ago with my husband, and his trauma was coming forward right in the same midst of us planning on getting married. And in that time, I was not seeing my partner for what he was experiencing, or I thought I was, but I learned to notice that I was seeing it through a therapeutic lens and not through a spouse lens. So in my mind, let's get married in August because August is a rough month for you because that's when the trauma happened. So we're going to give August a new definition. So putting my therapist hat on. That blew up in my face. And I accepted that, and I took that, and it hit. And that roadblock became, he called and he said, I don't think I can do this on Friday. And this was on a Monday. The wedding was scheduled for Friday. And in that moment, in the 26 years that we've been knowing each other, I felt deflated, defeated, discarded, all of the feelings. And I had to come to terms with, I'm hurting. And I can't support you in your hurt because you're hurting because of something else that I had nothing to do with. But I'm hurting because of what you have something to do with. And how do we get past this? Because I don't know. And for the first time, I had to tell him, I can't support you. Our hurts are not parallel. And we took some time and we sat up. It was because our wedding day was also scheduled for our 6-year anniversary. And we sat up that night, all night. We didn't get no sleep, not a wink of sleep. And we talked through that feeling. And we recommitted to our commitment. And then we decided that, if it's meant for us to be married, we'll be married. But now we're going to do some deeper conversations because I'm your spouse. I'm not your therapist. You're my spouse. You're not you're not just my provider or my protector. You're my covering. And we got to get to know each other under the blanket or under the mask, as you all have shared. And so we just took more time to ask those deeper questions and understand those deeper meanings and what we were truly committing to. Because we knew, again, you're my person. I know you're my person. I know you're destined to be my person. But we got to get down to the get down of why you're my person.
I must say, I was paused for a minute. I was paused, and I even knew that I had even heard the story before, but it was just for you to take the moment and being able to advise. And I want to first say that what I love about your story is that you redefined what a relationship is. Because a lot of us think there's a lot of people, there's no way your spouse can be gone for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. The level of trust that must be there for that. I mean, there's so many components in there that I'm gonna have to bring you on the show just to unpack the components of just the relationship and how you were able to redefine it and redefine his hurt and redefine yours. Because he was hurting for one reason, you were hurting because of another, and for you to be aware enough of yourself that, hey, I can't support you in your hurt right now because I'm hurting because of the conversation you just had with me 4 days before we're getting married.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that in itself was a lot. And then for you guys to still be on the path and actually get married, but for you to define that, let's make sure that even though I know what I know, that you're the person, I'm the person, but let's make sure that we are the people that need to be getting married before we take this to the next level. Because I've heard the story about you ain't getting married no more.
Yeah, I ain't getting married no more. That's it. I'm done.
So, ladies, man, we are closing in on the end of the show, man. This has been a phenomenal show, and definitely with some powerful stories, powerful information, and some powerful books. So, one more time, ladies, I'm gonna start with you, Rashan, where you tell us where we can find your book, where we can follow you, and do you have your book with you so you can show us what that book looks like, that award-winning book you have, and the new award-nominated book that you got?
I do. Bam. So I'm Rashan Davidson. I can be found. My website is www.passionpurposefulfilled.com. All books can be found on Amazon and on my website. This is My Lover, My Best Friend. That is us on the cover. This was during our honeymoon when we were in Turks and Caicos and enjoying the beautiful beach and sun. So definitely you can find me there on all social media. I am under Passion Purpose Fulfilled. That's on Instagram, Facebook, and Passion Purpose for Full. I don't know how I messed that up on TikTok, but that's what happened on TikTok. And I also have a YouTube channel, which is also Passion and Purpose Fulfilled. So if you Google Passion and Purpose Fulfilled, you will find me everywhere. You're muted again.
Thank you for coming in, showing up, sharing your story, telling us about how to redefine a relationship, because that is what we were really talking about. So I want to make sure we clap it up one more time for Rashan Carter Davidson.
Thank you.
All right. So Charise Bennett, please tell us about where we can find you. Show us that beautiful award-nominated book again and that journal, because you got 2 books. And I want to say, ladies, if y'all in my category, I'm sorry that y'all ain't going to win.
I'm so hate to take that from you, but I am.
But you know what? It's funny. I tell everyone, but at the end of the day, we will celebrate each other no matter who wins.
Absolutely.
This is collaboration over competition. The Distinguished Authors Guild is not a competition. We're all celebrating award-nominated and award-winning authors. No matter what happens at the end of the day, we will be hugging, talking about it, laughing, joking at that award ceremony. Don't forget to get your tickets November 7th. The link will be in the notes. Go ahead, get that ticket to be on the red carpet. We just got information that the Chicago Defender is going to be in-house doing interviews. Be on that red carpet. And you know, if you get one of those tickets and you put my name in there, you get a copy of #Poverty to 6 Figures. Because at the end of the day, excellence is what we're celebrating. So, Charise, let's go ahead with your book, where they can find it.
Again, my name is Charise Bennett, founder of the Best Me Ever Movement. And if you're looking for me in these internet streets, you can find me at Best Me Ever Movement across all the platforms. Some of my posts are more than others. It is what it is. If you go to my website, you can actually join my email list, because I always send stuff out. Also, I have a private Facebook group called the Self-Love Society on Facebook, and we are having a good time in there. growing in self-love together. So if you want to join me, feel free to jump in there. My 2 books are both available on Amazon and on my website at www.bmemovement.com. That's bmemovement.com, or you can go to Amazon and grab them both.
All right, thank you. All right, Shana, you are up.
All right, so you all can find my books. Butterflies Are Meant to Fly, Not to Be Kept in a Jar, and Sacred Seeds of Wisdom, Things Every Black and Brown Woman Should Know, on my website, astilettodecor-tpw.com. The business is named, the website is named after my interior design business. So a stiletto like the shoe, decor like decorating, -tpw.com. If you go to my website, you can purchase my books. You can follow my social media handles because I have 3. And like Charise said, wherever you catch me is where you're going to catch me. It's easy. Just go to my website. And then, of course, I'll be at the Distinguished Authors Guild Award with everyone else November 7th, as not only as a nominee, but as an ambassador, y'all. Last year, it was just amazing. You do not want to miss it. So get your tickets. And catch me on CEO Mindset next week with Rachel.
Hey guys, get locked in. I want to say once again, celebrating the ladies for bringing depth, not just stories. We have stories with depth, stories that can help, stories that can motivate, and stories that can bring closure and bring information to your relationship. Get locked in to the Distinguished Authors Guild. As an ambassador, I am privileged and honored to celebrate these ladies and many more. We have 35 nominees. Get locked in to some award-nominated books. Some of these authors are multiple award-winning authors. Be in the room. Thank you guys, ladies, and until next time, I want you guys, they're gonna stay with me for this. We have to jump into the leadership 3-point play that is powered by Say I'm Possible Academy. Are y'all ready? So step 1, know your tools, understand your struggles, gifts, and what you bring to the table. That is your currency. Play 2, nurture your network. Check in, show up, and add value constantly. Relationships grow through attention. Play 3, move in mutual growth. Build spaces where everyone wins. Real connection is not competition. What did I say, guys? It's collaborations. So that was brought to you by Say I'm Possible Academy, where self-growth gets GPS. So until next week, guys, right here on Wake Up CEO. Guys, we have not gone over in a long time. That tells you how great this conversation was on My Radio Chicago every Wednesday from 3 to 5 p.m. I want you guys as CEOs to stay focused on being the best version of you. And until next week, be up, out, and moving to the greatness we all know lies within who? You. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Do you feel stuck? Like your dreams are just out of reach? It's time to change that narrative. Use life's setbacks to fuel the fire within. I'll walk you through the exact steps I took to move from $7 an hour to multiple 6-figure success. The roadmap includes practical strategies, real-world mindset shifts, and the habits that help me rise against the odds. Welcome to #Poverty to 6 Figures, a journey that goes beyond just financial success. This is about breaking free from the cycle and claiming your desires, transforming your life, unlocking your potential, and finally living the life you deserve. Get your copy today and start your journey towards financial freedom. Are you ready?